What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. This is Angela Phillips with Team Making Dollars Out of Cents, and I'm getting ready to put together little goodie bags for my orders that I'm getting ready to deliver a little bit later today. So I wanted to put these together and show you what I put in them and kind of like my method to my madness when it comes to my orders. So the evolution of my orders have changed over, how long have I been selling? For 11 years, coming up on 12 years. Oh no, 11 years. Yeah. It kind of gets blurred after a while, but the evolution of my orders have changed from like just, you know, your clear bags that you get from the workstation to some of the more luxury bags, I guess you can call them, that were from the consultant store. So I have still a few of them left, so they're more for people that have a really big order and I can't fit them in any of my other bags. But mostly now they're the white bags like this one or something like this. I get them off of Amazon. I normally try to buy them in bulk. That way I don't have to keep reordering them and they're a little bit cheaper. My intentions behind that is that it could be reused. They used to be brown and then I switched them to white. And when I switched them to white, I switched these little baggies that I also got from Amazon. And I think these are the 5.5 by 5.5. Pretty sure that's the size. And they used to be brown bags and I also had them in there, but once I switched and went to the white, I changed. I really liked the polka dots. So when I switched to these, I switched the bags as well. And my evolution of this is that I used to kind of decorate, put like little ribbons and tissue paper and stuff in my orders way back when, and then I would put tons of samples. I loved giving samples and the flyers and all that stuff like that. And then somewhere along the line, I kind of stopped doing some of those things and I kind of got a little discouraged because when I would put them in the bag, I literally would watch some customers pull their stuff out of the bag and toss the bag, and all of the stuff I put in the bag were thrown out. So over time I was just like, why am I doing all this? And so I stopped, and I think I did do samples, but I just didn't have a really method behind it all. Anyway, so then I came up with this idea of using the baggies because then it's all in one place and they're not gonna miss it when they open it up. They're gonna see these. It's usually like literally right when they pull the tissue paper up is when they're gonna see the bags, the little baggie. So, you know, everything's all together. It doesn't get lost, doesn't get misplaced, because again, if they're so excited to pull everything out to get all their Scentsy stuff out, they're not really paying attention to anything else. And a lot of my stuff got thrown out. And while I know some of the flyers will, I didn't want my samples to get thrown out. Like, I was like so heartbroken seeing all of the stuff get thrown out. But I've come to terms that just some things are gonna happen that way. But so I'm gonna go ahead and start putting these together and kind of share with you how I came to this point of my orders and how I put them together. So the first thing, what I do with the bag is I obviously put all the products in there. I label everything is in the bag, and then I put their order forms in it as well. And then once that's done, I will go through and make these. Now, I usually will have some pre-prepped, but my life's chaotic right now and I don't have any pre-prepped, and so I'm prepping them now. So I'm gonna go through everything. So I love giving samples to my customers any which way I possibly can. If I mail them stuff, it's most likely going to be felt samples, just because postage is ridiculous. I used to do basically the little goodie bags and mail them as well to my online orders, but it was costing me probably more to mail that than the commission I was getting paid off of the orders. It was just getting too pricey, so I stopped. I couldn't justify it anymore to continue doing it, and I'm deciding doing a scent circle instead, so at least something they can use, as well as some felt samples and then the rub and sniff stickers that are like on these flyers. But my local orders I kept the same, but I have kind of condensed them down a little bit because I wanted my deluxe samples to be more for party packs and party boxes, but I occasionally do toss some of those in, especially if I need to get rid of them. Like this one I'm packing with some laundry samples because I need to get rid of my laundry samples to make room for the samples that I'm just going to buy from the Scentsy store. So I kind of wanted to clear out what I already had and do all that. So anyway, let's start. First thing I start with is the flyers, the monthly flyers, and I have a few extras left of the past few months, so I'm putting them all in these. So these are the ones I most likely know that they're just gonna get looked at and thrown out. But most of them will have a rub and sniff sticker of the scent of the month on them. Only reason why I don't have one on these on this month is because they're getting a sample of it already. Then we put this up in here. That's the first thing I put in here. Now, I occasionally will have a newsletter that goes with it that kind of has like all the things that are going on this month. But like I said, everything's a hot mess right now. So I'm painting my office and it's just been chaotic for me. So I ended up not doing it. And then actually next week we're traveling for basically the rest of the month. So I just can't justify making the newsletter anymore. But I will next month. I will plan on for next month because we have a lot of things going on in August, right? It's the last month of this spring, summer, and the fall and winters get ready to start. We got a lot of things going on in August. So I will have August newsletter in there. So if I had it, that's what would go in it next. Like I mentioned before about laundry, so I would include a laundry pack. I'm kind of trying to dwindle it down so I can buy different kinds, and I'm just gonna do Scentsy samples because it's very time consuming making these, and I can't do that. Time is money, right guys? We gotta make it simple. We gotta make it simple. All right, so we have the laundry in there as well, and let's see, we're gonna do, so I give them, if I have any, because I only make so many of them, but I don't know if, there we go. And this is the scent of the month for July, so I include one of these. So fun fact, I change things a lot when I realize, like when I have to go reprint something and I'm like, this isn't working, I'll change it. So these were my old samples. And this is just a business card, and then I just have it set up where it's printed on here and then on here, so it's really one. If it's really one and it's just folded over. And what I really liked is the simplicity of this, and it's just, it was a lot easier for me to make them like this than it was for this, because at some point Mercury retrograde came in and completely destroyed my printing capabilities when it came to Avery and printing these. I could not get them to line up, and for some reason nothing would work. So I just said screw it, and I went to this, and I haven't looked back because the time it takes me to make this and print it, I would still be working on these. Like it's just so much easier. So this is the new method, and this is this, and it doesn't have my information on there, don't hate me, but they do get, when I put them together, obviously everything else has my information on there. If I give them out to like an event, like when I go and do like recycle wardrobe, they always have other stuff in the little packet of samples, so they have my information. It's in there. I trust the process. Okay, then we're gonna be putting them in here. Da, da, da. Put all that in here, and what's next? Other samples I may put in these is, they may get a body sample, but I save these mostly for like my party boxes or for my mailers when I send out in mail, just because it's flatter and it's a little easier to mail. Or sometimes I will include this, like if there's a brand new customer and they've never bought from me, sometimes I do include a spatula or a pen. So, or if somebody asks me like, hey, I need your pen, like these are so like I have people offering to give me money for them. Like Scentsy pens are they don't play. And anytime people ask me for a business card outside of making all of these, and like if I'm out and about, I try to keep these on hand, because if somebody asks for my business card, I just give them a pen. They're less likely to throw a pen away. It's just, they may lose it just like they can lose a business card, but they're less likely to throw this away, and they're going to use it all the time. And you'd be surprised, I will leave them at restaurants, and I'll get messages from people where they've ate there and they've used my pen. And one of the last things is what I call the Phillips Secret Blend. So this has been evolutioned over time. It started with a unicorn mix, a Scentsy remix, a Scentsy mix. It's been unicorn magic. It's been many different things, and I kind of went to the Phillips Secret Blends right now. And it's just, the little saying on it just basically says how, you know, they were popular among the locals with their knowledge of scents and how to properly mix them to make the most phenomenal scent experience you can ever imagine. Then one day there was a tragic mishap and everything was destroyed, and the only thing left were these cubes. And there's just going to be 2 different cubes of 2 different scents. What scents are in them? I know, but once I give them, I won't know. So, because when I make these, I make them like with just leftover bars that I haven't made samples with. So like leftover bring back my bar stuff. If there's scents that I have that I really didn't like and I ended up not wanting, if I have like single bars left in my stock that I want to get rid of, that's kind of what I use it for. My biggest tip for you guys is to decide how you want to present yourself in your business and how you want to create the experience. It's entirely up to you if you want to do stuff like this for your orders. Make it fit within your budget. Do not feel that, oh, well, if so-and-so does it, I gotta do it just like that. I went down that rabbit hole for a few years and it did not end well. But do something that it fits for you, fits in your budget, it's you. It's really important for that, because if you start doing things that are not really what you feel like you want to do, but you're doing it because somebody else is doing it and you see they have good success with it, and the next thing you know, you're not going to get into success for it, you feel like you're a failure, when in reality it's just because you're just doing something that's really not you. Find what fits for you. This was my compromise. I don't know if it really compromise is the right word, but it's kind of more of that. This is what feels right to me. Like, this is what I enjoy. I enjoy putting the orders together, giving them a little name tag. I actually had an experience. What caused me to do the name tags was I had sticky notes on them and I just had their first name on it, and I ended up giving somebody the wrong order, and then I had to come back to swap it. And then next time I think I only had their first name, and there was 2 people that had the same exact name that I was delivering to. So I ended up giving somebody the wrong order, and I had to go back and swap orders. So after that I was like, okay, I'm not doing this. So then I went to doing name tags, and how I store them is it's a little whatever these things are, but I store like customer information in this, some sensitive stuff, but also the name tags are in these as well. And then so that's kind of how I ended up start doing the name tag. So because there's sometimes I'll have deliveries where it's like 15 to 20 people and it takes all day, and if I don't know whose bags are what, I'm having to dig through every single one of the bags to figure out whose is whose. So the name tags isn't necessarily for them, it's more for me to know whose is whose, because really once I have them bundled up, you're not gonna know whose is what. But the biggest thing, the biggest takeaway I hope you guys know is that you want to create the experience that has your customers wanting to continue to buy from you, because ultimately they can buy Scentsy from anybody. They don't even have to buy Scentsy. They can go to any other company. They can go to the big box stores too. So what experience are you trying to create with your customers that's going to make them want to, not make them, but where they're going to want to spend money with you rather than somebody else? I've had many experiences with other companies and other direct selling consultants where they don't ever reach out to me if I order. And whether they care that they have the order or not, I don't know. I don't ever hear from them, so I have no idea. But I try to make a point of showing that appreciation to me, because in the end of the day, anybody can choose somebody else, and they're choosing to buy from me or they're choosing to buy from you. And I try to create the experience, you know, think about it in the terms of some of your best restaurants and fast food chains that you guys prefer to go to over others. Why is that? Usually it's because of the experience, or maybe it's because it's cheaper. It depends on what it is. But that is how I put all of my little stuff in my orders together. And if you have any questions or want to see anything more, just let me know, and have a wonderful day, guys.